Alright, well, what the hell happens next? Knickers!
Meve was victorious on the banks of the Yaruga, but paid dearly for it. She lost a host of men and suffered harm herself. Yet she'd have been doomed, if not for a certain white-haired witcher. Meve longed to meet her mysterious savior and set off in search of him as soon as the battle dust had settled. She found him with the field surgeon and learned he was none other than the witcher Geralt. Yes, incredible as it may seem, I've heard the tale from several and can vouch for its truth. At any rate, making note of the fact that Geralt's ears were ringing from a blow with a mace, Meve began immediately to interrogate him.
You for Woodbridge?
Asked Meve, prodding him insistently. For a spell, Geralt worried his hearing was shot, but then realized the Queen had a lisp.
Worked out that way, I guess.
You guess?
Meve gagged on the blood in her mouth.
Someone hold me!
The Queen felt Geralt merited the highest honor, a knighthood. Another monarch might have delayed until a more opportune time, but not Meve. Meve delayed nothing.
Count Odo, you, sir, do the honors. Alas, I cannot because of my tooth.
For valor shown in battle, I, Meve, by the gods' grace, Queen of Lyria and Rivia, hereby do knight thee.
Geralt of place unknown. The bridge you felled with men from Rivia. Or so you guess. I guess it falls to me to dub thee Geralt of Rivia.
Not how I pictured that going. With comical, I have a missing tooth voice. Is he gonna stick around, or is this like a random crossed paths move that just we go then pass up on? Two witchers in one area, back to back.
Meve had come home, though by a circuitous route, through Edern's smoking embers, Angren's beast-infested quagmires, cross Mahakam's snow-capped ridges. But she had returned, cloaked in legend, a mighty army in tow. The moment was weighty and not to be tainted even by Geralt of Rivia's disappearance, or dare we say desertion. The hero of the battle for the bridge was now a sought man. Yet Meve was determined to take back her realm, with or without the Witcher's aid. The Lyrians' daring escapade behind enemy lines, and the triumphant victory at the battle for the bridge that crowned it, breathed new life into the North's war effort. Bands of resistance fighters now swarmed the conquered lands, while Kedwin and Redania, on the verge of swearing fealty to the Emperor, suddenly broke off talks with the invader. The Nilfgaardian war machine suddenly screeched to a halt, and the tide of war turned. Facing a united North, the invader had to withdraw the bulk of its forces from Lyria and Rivia. The way was cleared for Meve to retake her lost lands, defeat General Ebdahi, and depose Willem. Or perhaps mother and son would not have to fight after all.
Milady, I come at King Willem's bidding.
Prince Willems.
His Majesty proposes a meeting. No arms, no escorts.
His Majesty? Whelp's barely tall enough to reach his mother's bosom. For shame!
Silence. Let him say his piece.
His Majesty, Willem I, wishes to discuss the possibility of a truce.
He wishes to surrender. Is that his aim?
Your words, not mine, Your Grace.
I have a few more on the tip of my tongue. But save them I shall for later.
Willem I's chosen the site for the parley.
Willem I will choose nought. If he wishes to speak, let him meet me midst the ruins of Devil's Tower.
Understood, Your Grace. I'll relay your terms.
Willem's emissary rode off, serenaded by hisses and jeers. Frightened by the clamor, his horse reared and kicked. The rider forced his mount to obey with cracks of his crop, striking many more times than was necessary.
The fool. Nag'll toss him off first chance it gets. Soon as he loosens the reins.
No great loss, I wager. But tell me, your thoughts on this reunion?
Sounds a ruse to me. But I know that won't stop you.
Whence this certainty?
Come now, Meve. At the end of it all, he's your son. You still care about him, it's obvious.
I can't get over how quick that went by. I know we're in the middle of another scene right now, but like, Geralt just shows up, saves us, and then after a brief scene vanishes. And I'm like, excuse, what? It, I don't know, it feels so weirdly rushed and brief. Like, this is how he gets his knighthood, but we don't even get like a conversation with Geralt. I'm not even sure if I understand why he helped us in the first place. Because that was a big thing. He took part in a war. Jumped in and took a side, him, Dandelion, this other character out of nowhere. Then he's knighted immediately, and then he's gone, and there's no... It feels like at least like a scene should have happened, or a conversation, or we could have like talked on the boat, or just like anything. Besides just immediately jump cut to him being gone now. First of all, like, deserted. I'm like, did he consent to be knighted in the first place, really? Was he enough of a enlisted man in the first place at that point to even be considered a deserter? If he's just somebody who randomly came in to help you in one fight and you were like, good job, you deserve a knighthood, and then they were like, bye. Like, is that... It says he's a sought after man now, which that means he's wanted for desertion, right? But he hasn't. Did he? Like, I don't know. That didn't work for me story wise. Like, that was too brief and too like jarring. Like, there was a whiplash when we just skipped ahead and then it was over already. I wasn't really expecting him to be a usable character because they seemed wildly overpowered. But the fact that all of them just came and went, not even like a conversation with like Geralt and Dandelion and so on, just to have a brief bit of fun. It almost feels like it's cut or something. I don't know, maybe we'll see him again, but I'm wondering if they're just gone and that was it. And if so, it was so brief and not that well handled that I would almost prefer if he didn't show up at all? I don't know. I'm pretty sure Geralt is straight up on like the poster for this game. Like, there's an image that says Thronebreaker, and it shows Meve, and it shows Willem, and it shows Geralt, and someone else, I think, and like, that's real high posting for that character if he's not gonna be in the game anymore, besides that one tiny scene. I guess they might just be trying to get everyone to buy the game, because it's the Witcher saga, Thronebreaker, and it's based on the books about that guy, so he had to show up at some point, but that might have been too brief, even for a side quest. I don't know. We'll see if he shows up again in some other way, I suppose.
You're absolutely right.
Perhaps let bygones be bygones. Perhaps it's not too late.
Only one way to know. Let's go.
Meve rode out clad in golden plate, her banners waving proudly overhead. She no longer led a band of ragtag partisans, but an army able to fend off an empire and drive its soldiers from her lands.
Ma'am, I've something you must see without undue delay.
On some level, I can't help but think it's an example of how in this era and time and world, the nobles and whatnot just sort of come across as being superior to regular people, and that's reinforced by the society. An example of this being the fact that, like, Willem, like, if somebody so much as tries to leave our army, not even directly betray us, but just leave, then the punishment's supposed to be death. But the ultimate betrayal of all, Willem having an actual coup, is like, the idea of that being something that could be forgiven, like, while being totally understandable, is incredibly unfair to all of the people who fought and died as a result of his actions, and all of the people who, you know, would be murdered if they were to even desert the fight. Like, the disparity of the value of life from person to person based on your standing in society is brutal. Letter from Tobias, Part 4. Your Majesty, I have received word you've crossed into Rivia, leading a sizable army. Words cannot express how much I rejoice at your return. I fully believe the final victory over the invader is at hand. At court, tension reigns. The lords who supported the enemy have suddenly grown spines. Prince Willem prepares to leave Lyria without the Nilfgaardian's knowledge, though I do not know where he will go. Many envoys from the Empire arrive. Judging from General Abdehi's expression, they do not bring him good news. The general's position must be weaker than is widely thought. I will attempt to learn more. May fortune be with you, my lady, and may we meet next in the capital. Captain Tobias. He's a Nilfgaardian spy too. They're all Nilfgaardian spies every time. It's funny thinking back. I think I've basically failed to increase the size of my army every single step of the way in the story. I've had a bunch of random side things where it's like, here's some pirates that are joining, and here's this little group that's joining, and like if you look at my deck, mechanically it seems I've got a big army and like my soldier count and stuff like that. So maybe I do. But all of the big plans, all of the big beats, where the things like, we're gonna do this entire map so I can get a bigger army. Every single one of those has basically failed as a combination of the narrative deciding I would fail, or me making choices that basically made me fail. I think I basically probably have narratively like the smallest army you could possibly have, and I've just thoroughly fucked it up across the entire path. And yet I'm leading a sizable army, which seems to go that just the act of adventuring seems to have recruited so many people loyal to my cause. Hard to say why. She's cool and everything. She's a neat leader, but like a lot of these people that I find, there's some of them are like, the Nilfgaardians burned my home, and I'm like, okay, cool, I get it. But there's also some randoms that are like that just pop on in, and I'm like, like when I see the origin stories of some of the people that lead to those pluses in the corner to my unit count, I'm not really that surprised that some of them decided to desert, because this got really serious and really, really dark. And a lot of these people don't need to be involved in this. To Meve, the dethroned and dishonored once Queen of Lyria and Rivia, Duke Ardal Abdehi, Grand Chancellor, Commander of Army Group East. Welcome back to Rivia, Your Highness. As you soon shall see, this land has changed somewhat in your absence. The walls of Rivia's towns I found in ruins. They have now been rebuilt and reinforced, and the garrisons guarding them doubled in respect to their earlier numbers. Each settlement is now defended by ballistae, catapults, and trebuchets of the highest caliber. We expect you shall pay us a visit. We await you with open arms. Report, Rivia. Substantial enemy forces still stationed in Kingdom. Large, well-armed garrisons in all cities. Most important, Rivia Castle. Capturing it essential to retaking Kingdom. Populace hates Invader and eagerly awaits chance to avenge occupation. Garnering new recruits should not present much difficulty. Support from townsfolk during siege also expected. Report, desertion of Geralt of Rivia. On the night of September 5th through 6th, desertion of the following persons noticed: Geralt of Rivia, Witcher, Emil Regis, Barbon Surgeon. Regis? Regis? Isn't he the pirate? The vampire in the second expansion to Witcher 3? I believe so. Mary Barring, alias Milva, Archer. That's the one with the Archer we heard about once in the stealing of the boat, but never again. She didn't even show up in dialogue. Kahir Ep Kalak, Nilfgaardian fugitive. Julian Alfred Pankratz, alias Dandelion, itinerant troubadour. Visitors stole 4 horses, 3 cavalry mounts, 1 civilian mount, and a mule. Wanted notices distributed. I get you on the fact that, on the idea that they stole horses, but is Dandelion really a deserter? Dandelion? I don't know. I feel like there was an off-screen conversation we missed where all these characters agreed to even be in the service of the Queen in the first place, which is kind of... It just kind of feels odd that it wasn't included. Was Kahir the name of the guy that was working with Rivia? With Geralt? I think it was. Yeah. What a thing to find Geralt and Evo back to back. Maybe they're both hunting the same creature. I don't know. Maybe there's a cross point where if I read a certain book, I'll encounter this part of the story or something and have some context for this. We'll see. I just don't think it was super well handled in this game.
You need my help with anything? Anything at all? I've ideas aplenty.
Long you've travelled, Barnabas. The wonders you must have seen. Likely visited many exotic lands before you reached Mahakam.
Oh, Corvia, yes. Matina, yes. Nazir-Doubly. Zerrikania, gods, yes. And Korath, even. I mean, such beauty there, though hot. Oh, dreadfully so. Horrible place to grow turnips, if you've ever a mind to try. Novigrad. Lived there a spell as well, but I didn't much care for it.
Why ever not?
The hierarch, intractable man, banned one of my inventions, condemned it as unholy, vile, etc., etc. Decided he would burn both of us at the stake. As you can imagine, we had a difference of opinion in that regard.
Perhaps I shall regret this, but do tell. What was the thing you created exactly?
I knew you'd be interested. You've a curious mind, dear Queen. We're two peas of a feather. Quite the clever contraption it was. Made for a widow, wealthy, but aching with longing. In her husband's absence, tormented by unfulfilled needs.
Stop right there. I knew I'd regret asking.
And see, it had this special crank that when rotated...
Barnabas, no, enough.
As you command, Your Majesty. But if you ever get the urge to see it, I've the prototype still tucked away in my trunk.
Noted. But by the gods, please, let's change the subject. Time I attended to other matters.
Ah, yes, you're still here. Off you go, then.
Forgetful, isn't he? 15 minutes in this zone, 6 chests. I always forget that's even there, actually. Boop. And boop. Wait, I need to reset this. Y'all fucked up Meve's item. Click. Oh, it's back. What? Okay. I guess that was yeah, that was weird. It did switch to the offensive one, but also was done. I don't know. Hello. Is it the same map as before? Is it? Wait, no. It's not, huh? No, because this is right. We're not quite back, right? Wasn't the first level Lyria, and this level is Rivia? I think the game started in Lyria and ended in Rivia. I think that the map was pretty different in the first place we played. I could be wrong. I don't fucking know, man. There's wolves. They look neat. They got weird serpent dragon tongues. It's a weird detail. It's fine. Scouting, because I have no other use for this money. Might as well just spam it, even though I'm just gonna get more resources I then can't spend because I've maxed out the thing. I don't know. Just for the sake of satisfaction, I'm not gonna stop exploring now, even though I have maxed out the things. This game is a mixed bag. I like basically all of the narrative, even though I have a couple moments. Usually it comes down to like some of the zones feel like they're building up to something cool and then the ending is a little less climactic than I would think, but then there's plenty of moments like Meve's inner turmoil as she does her suicide charge and stuff like that where I'm like, oh, I feel it. There's a lot of good stuff there. The card game is fun itself, but the difficulty curve is wonky. And specifically, probably my single biggest gripe with this entire game is that it lacks meaningful campaign mechanics. basically the most important thing ever is just, can I get the cards I want for my particular strategy, and that's it. So these resources in the corner only amount to how well they service you getting that done. There isn't really other stuff to worry about, like in Darkest Dungeon or Banner Saga, where a big journey will have like other resources to worry about, like some kind of like food stores, or how long were your, like, I love there's a really cool Banner Saga mechanic that has like, you have this much food, you based on the current population of soldiers you have enough food to survive for this many days, and like that, and like your soldier count affects how well fights go with, and so on and so forth. And like there's a bunch of Organ Trail mechanics there that are really meaningful, and they actually pulled off at, like, even the payoff at the end was actually rather interesting of how they dealt with said mechanics when the journey ended. This game kind of doesn't have much going on mechanically, like, especially since, like, as far as I can tell, this number in the top right corner has nothing to do with your actual troop count. It just kind of is a resource you use to make cards, I think. And like, I'm just popping from waypoint to waypoint on a map to do card battles just for the sake of it, which I'm cool with doing because I'm here to do card battles. But if they're going to make a whole campaign with maps and resources and walking around, the fact that all you get is these two things, which are kind of just two numbers that don't usually correlate, like even the difference between the two resource types usually doesn't correlate that much to anything. And I'm basically just making numbers go up for the sake of it, just to get to the next card battle, to then play that card battle. It just feels like there could have been more meaningful interaction of mechanics here, like Banner Saga or Pathologic, or really a number of other games that just have more of a through line and continuity of like resources that means more than this does.
I'd see the day. The Queen's returned. Know this, Your Grace. Blackclads have shut themselves up in our cities. They give no hint of surrender, show no sign of giving ground. My. What'll become of Prince Willem now? We've gathered donations to support the war effort, helping best we can to beat those black-clad devils. Never thought I'd see the day. The Queen's returned.
My lady, our soldiers are losing patience. They can't bear to see Nilfgaardian flags fly on our kingdom's borders. They long to see the Rivian coat of arms claim its rightful place, Your Grace. I know more urgent matters require your attention, but this would surely raise morale. Yeah, let's do it. Wholeheartedly, I agree. We shall pay for a new banner at once. Also, my money doesn't mean anything at this point. I have 14 grand.
Rivia. And here I feared I would see it no more.
I believed you would. I believed you could succeed. Be victorious, Your Grace.
We've not arrived just yet, Reynard. Look, black flags still flutter over the cities. We've yet much work before us. More battles to fight. More blood to spill.
That's a nice view. Am I looking all the way across at... I can't be looking at that one, can I? It's because it's so far away. It's got to be like maybe this one or something? I don't know. Nice view, though. Alright, Nilfgaard, let's do this. Standard battle in the barracks. Meve has witnessed the living conditions of many barracks. They typically smelled of boiled cabbage, sweaty foot rags, and cheap hooch. Nilfgaardian barracks, however, proved of a different sort. Cleanliness and tidiness were highly valued. Meve watched with satisfaction as her soldiers' filthy, mud-caked boots tracked across their immaculate, polished floors. Petty, but fun. You get out of here, you little scamp. I can work with some of these, I suppose. A little bit of a weird starting hand. But I'm back to having Meve's overpowered ability too. Could be fun. In particular, a spy isn't bad for when Nilfgaard pops out with all those overpowered units they always throw out. I'll give it a go for now. There you are. He just loves that hooch. I don't think hooch is the right word. What is hooch?
But what?
What is the list of things that qualify as being hooch? I don't know. Promising recruit. After 2 allies appeared on the battlefield, boost off by 8 and gain resilience. Is the number just bigger than before? I'm trying to remember if resilience was part of it before or not. I don't know, it's been a while since we fought that dude. Been a wee bit. Hey, friend. Yay. Sure he'll love it.
101, 102, 103.
Oh. You count as an ally. Right. That whole thing. So laying a trap paradoxically makes the recruits more tough. Of course it does.
We got a job to do.
Don't mind me, I just want to soak up them numbers. Ah, I see what you're doing there.
Blood washes away all shame.
There he is. There's my big old number. Ah. Look at you. Going for that card advantage, huh? Right, because these guys all have resilience. They'll stick around. I see how it is. I could just attack with you, but then I have to play a card anyway. Which is unfortunate. I like these cards. All of them have so much armor. They all have so much armor that I can't even attack them and do damage to their health. My god. Hang on. Damage to enemy by total number of enemy units. Oh, unit is the specific. This says allies, which could conclude him, but he's not a unit, so it doesn't count towards that total. Of course. Shit. Shit. Is he gonna win? No, right, because I was worried about his +2, but I have +2/+2, so we're fine. I win. He gave up quick. There goes his resilience. Mine's permanent. Even though I think the thing went away. Oh my god. Wow, alright, thanks, life. Quite a hand I got there. You know what? I don't need to deal with this shit. Oh, you can keep. Even those guys have resilience. Shit. Okay. I was going to I was trying to retake the high-end advantage, but he has so many resilience units that he actually was able to play more resilience units than he originally had.
152, 154.
I was sitting here like, I can outweight these stupid recruits. They'll go away. And then he did that. Alright. Alright. No, that's fine. I see what's happening here. Begun the flame war has.
I smell a leak.
You hurt my guy. My pretty boy. Definitely you. I want that that resource back. I should play a rider first, I think. Put the rider here. There we go. And then that guy here.
Hey, don't toss that. It's perfectly usable.
And then he'll get ridered. There we go. There we go. Alright, so my ale's back. Man, he's just building up. Alright. Well, bottomless pockets is useless to me, so I might as well just attack. Don't want to start with that yet, though. Might end up with a specific unit I want to attack. I should wait to see if he draws that annoying guy. The one that doesn't like me doing orders. Because then I can do a targeted strike from space to wipe him off the face of the planet. Yeah, there he is. Alright.
Oh, could murder a pint.
Don't like that guy. Make him stop. I don't like that guy. I want to do my drummers, and he's all like, what if you didn't have a drummer? Fuck you. Right, I just did my turn. Alright, I have a little time to work on getting rid of that guy. Maybe the trinket will be an attack?
Feel any burning? See a local healer or wise woman?
Move 6 enemies and damage them by 2. Yeah. With the spikes, that's dangerous. This isn't great. This is alright, but I have another one already. I hope it hits that guy once, please. Yes. He's gone. Okay. So that was some damage, but mainly all the ones that went to the spike row took spike damage, and I got rid of the bad, annoying guy, which is what I was hoping to do by playing that character, so yay. More fire bombs. Uh-oh.
You mad? Don't say that.
Now looking so great now, huh? Still, tough fight. They have power that I need to outrank. Him again. I wish I had my pirate. He was good at these kinds of things.
When will you ever learn?
It's hard to get them in the red zone for my bomb when they're covered in armor. Kill that guy and all of his other ones go away. I should have put this guy next to him so the Hajdu could make them both go again. Secondary drummer. Plop him right there. Another fire bomber, no! Alright. I evidently have too many of these guys. I'll wait a bit. It's not going to work though. I'm not going to be able to get rid of that armor. They gave him lots. Just have to hope that whatever I summon is stronger. Okay, you're trying to kill her. Stop that. I'm gonna have to ask you to stop. There we go. Didn't like that. Still, he only has one. It only gets so much stronger, thankfully. Ooh, that'd be nice. Who's my shit card? That is shit. You're the least useful, I guess, now. In your current state. The amazing thing is that he goes right back into my deck, so I can draw him again and use whatever he draws, which just seems insane. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I can fit 2 here, 4 up here. It is somewhat tempting just to grab these guys. He's pretty strong though right now. He seems worth it. And some bombing wouldn't hurt.
Quick and painful this'll be. What you looking at?
Well, his armor's gone now.
Ever have a storm knock out one of your team?
Let's see where this order helps you now. Aha! Oh, it gets the +2 afterwards. Yeah.
Pointy end upwards, right?
Yeah, we're at 9. I can fit 2 people down here, which is what these guys will summon. Unless they summon 2, I guess.
Not supposed to be any smoke.
Could be strong, but I probably won't be able to play those cards. Kill it in 3 turns. After 3 turns on the turn start, destroy that unit and self. Oh, it's I have to place this on my side anyway. I can't even look at my remaining deck to know what it might draw. This is not a great draw, is it? I'll risk you. Maybe they'll be cool. Huh. Nope. Not the best use. Oh no, not him as the last card. What a tragedy. Oh no. Still, I think I win, so... Overall, things went pretty well. God, he's up to 19-6. Yeah. That's what doing those actions does. He didn't have a lot of them this time, though. Might as well play it out instead of passing, because you never know when he might destroy one of my units and I can play a new one. Gascon is so strong. Yeah, I got to play that guy. He got some bonus damage. I don't get to use his ability though because I have to pass now. Yay. From Duke Adel Ebdehi, Grand Chancellor, Commander of Army Group East, to Sergeant Eon Thran. Sergeant, Queen Meve approaches Rivia. Though her ultimate failure is assured, we cannot rule out the possibility that she will breach the cordon at the border. Thus, I recommend all outpost commanders to conceal division treasuries. It is unlikely, in the unlikely event of failure at the border, our resources shall nevertheless not fall into enemy hands. Mark the location of your hidden coffers on a map and dispatch it to the High Command immediately. Fuck that up. Spy a rock next to a hill somewhere. It's probably just a gold chest though, full of gold. Damn, we are looting around here. By a rock next to a wall. Not sure if local or not.